Even the rich and famous are not immune to the dangers of wild animals. These 5 encounters reveal moments when celebrities face sudden, terrifying attacks, ranging from aggressive sea lions to unpredictable exotic pets, reminding us that fame offers no shield against the unpredictable whims of nature and its creatures. Leonardo DiCaprio's reputation as an adventurous actor has always followed him, but few moments in his life carried the same quiet, unnerving gravity as the day his long-standing fear of sharks was pushed to its absolute limit. What began as a charitable diving expedition in Cape Town, South Africa in 2006, undertaken during a break from filming Blood Diamond, became one of the most disturbing animal encounters ever publicly described by a major celebrity. For Leonardo, it would remain a moment that fused terror, helplessness, and the stark power of the natural world. At the time, Leonardo had already built a successful career and had begun channeling his influence into environmental protection. His deep interest in conservation, sparked years earlier through exposure to nature-focused documentaries and reinforced by meetings with environmental leaders, shaped many of his choices. He had been invited on this specific expedition by a charity working to protect sharks, and although he had always harbored a profound fear of them, he chose to participate to support the cause. His appearance in The Revenant years later would show audiences a character fighting for survival. But Leonardo had already experienced his own real-life confrontation with danger long before that role. The incident unfolded during a typical cage diving session, an activity that relies on controlled conditions to keep divers safe while allowing them to observe great white sharks. Great whites, known scientifically as Carcharodon carcharias, are among the world's largest predatory fish, capable of reaching lengths exceeding 5 meters and weights of over 2,000 kilograms. They possess immense strength, can swim in bursts of up to 25 kilometers per hour, and are powerful marine hunters, preying on mammals, fish, and other sharks. While they are often portrayed in popular culture as deliberate man-eaters, they rarely attack humans. But when they do, the encounters are usually unprovoked and unpredictable. For the crew supervising the dive, everything appeared normal until a rare and dangerous sequence of events unfolded. A large tuna became stuck on the top section of the cage, a situation the staff said they had never witnessed in 3 decades of running expeditions. The trapped fish triggered an immediate predatory response from a massive great white lurking nearby. In its attempt to seize the tuna, the shark lunged upward with tremendous force and partially entered the cage with Leonardo still inside. With half of the creature's body forcing its way through the metal bars, the actor had no space to react beyond flattening himself to the cage floor. The shark snapped repeatedly in the confined space, its jaws closing within an arm's length of his head. In those seconds, the diver's cage, normally a symbol of safety, became a tight enclosure with a thrashing apex predator inside it. The guides later emphasized how extraordinary the event was, reinforcing that nothing like it had happened during their extensive experience. Leonardo survived without physical injury, but the psychological impact was lasting. The incident reinforced his fear of sharks and left him shaken by the unpredictability of the encounter. Although he continued to support marine conservation, he stated that he would not willingly repeat such a dive. His respect for the organization that invited him remained intact, but the encounter served as a personal boundary he would not cross again. In the aftermath, Leonardo shifted much of his adventurous energy into pursuits with fewer direct physical risks, such as investing in Formula E racing to promote sustainable zero-emission vehicles. The story of the shark entering his cage, however, became a defining example of the unpredictable dangers of interacting with wild predators, and it remains one of the most chilling celebrity animal attack accounts ever made public. Rashida Jones grew up around some of the most influential names in music, but behind the glamour of her childhood encounters lay moments that would stay with her for life. Among them was an incident that began innocently at Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch and ended with an injury that would leave a permanent scar. For Rashida, who was only a child at the time, the day became a defining memory of how quickly a familiar environment could turn threatening when a powerful wild animal was involved. Rashida's connection to Michael Jackson came through her father, Quincy Jones, one of the most celebrated producers in music history, and the creative force behind Jackson's most successful albums. Because of Quincy's close partnership with the singer, Rashida spent time at Neverland Ranch, an estate known for its surreal blend of celebrity lifestyle and exotic pets. Among these animals was Bubbles, the chimpanzee who had become one of Jackson's most public companions. Bubbles lived inside the home, slept in a crib, shared the bathroom, and was dressed in miniature human clothing, an arrangement that blurred the boundaries between domesticated behavior and the natural instincts of a primate. The incident occurred after Bubbles threw something at Rashida, and she attempted to discipline him in a way she had seen Michael do before. As she tried to assert control, Bubbles turned toward her, meeting her gaze directly before biting her hand with enough force to make the skin turn white. The bite broke through immediately, and within moments blood began pouring from the wound. Rashida later recalled that Bubbles showed no remorse and behaved as though he was asserting dominance, a reaction consistent with what is known about chimpanzee behavior. Chimpanzees, despite their frequent portrayal as harmless or playful in popular culture, are powerful and unpredictable wild animals. Native to African forests and savannas, they possess significant physical strength, sharp teeth, and a natural propensity for establishing hierarchy within their groups. Studies show that chimpanzees regularly use tools, hunt small mammals, and respond forcefully when they perceive challenges or rivals. Human-reared chimpanzees can become especially dangerous as they mature, since their strength increases dramatically and their natural instincts often reassert themselves regardless of upbringing. Documented cases of chimpanzee attacks on humans demonstrate the severity of injuries they can inflict, even on fully grown adults. While Bubbles was still young during the incident with Rashida, the bite she suffered reflected the species' capacity for sudden aggression. In Rashida's case, the injury required time to heal, and the scar from the bite remains visible today. The experience left a lasting emotional imprint, illustrating the risks that arise when wild animals are treated as domesticated companions. At the time, Bubbles' presence inside the household created an environment where his natural behaviors could easily clash with human expectations, a dynamic that ultimately proved unsafe as he grew older. As Bubbles matured, his size, strength, and temperament changed, making it increasingly difficult for anyone to handle him safely. By 2003, his aggressive behavior had escalated to a level that required his relocation from Neverland Ranch to a professional animal trainer in California. 2 years later, he was moved to the Center for Great Apes Sanctuary in Florida, where he continues to live under specialized care designed for fully grown chimpanzees. These transitions reflected a broader recognition of the challenges of keeping great apes in domestic settings, especially those that had been exposed to human environments from a young age. For Rashida, the event remains one of the most disturbing and unusual animal attacks ever experienced by a public figure. It highlighted the unpredictable nature of primates and the dangers that can arise even in highly controlled, celebrity-driven environments. The bite she endured became not just a childhood memory, but a reminder of how quickly a situation involving a powerful wild animal can turn into a serious threat, leaving both physical and psychological scars long after the moment has passed. Adam Sandler's reputation as a light-hearted comedic figure often obscures the more vulnerable moments that have shaped his life. Yet one incident during a 2013 visit to South Africa revealed just how suddenly danger can intrude, even on a carefully managed setting. While on a break from filming Blended, he took part in what was meant to be a safe and memorable family experience at a private game farm. Instead, he found himself face-to-face with the alarming reality of how unpredictable captive wildlife can be, even for a global celebrity accustomed to unusual encounters. Born in 1966, Adam had spent decades in the public eye by the time of this trip, well known for his long career in comedy and film. During this period, he was in South Africa with co-star Drew Barrymore, filming scenes for their movie and occasionally taking time to explore the region with his family. He accepted an invitation to visit an enclosure housing rescued animals, an environment presented as controlled and supervised. Rangers explained that he could offer water to a cheetah by hand, a privilege intended to give visitors a closer appreciation of the animals. For Adam, the experience seemed harmless, an unusual but welcome break from his demanding filming schedule. The situation changed within seconds. A video clip of the incident later circulated, showing Adam crouched near a small pond while preparing to feed the cheetah. As he leaned forward, the animal moved behind him and without warning leapt onto his back. He described the moment afterward as one of total shock, saying that the impact left him frozen in place, certain that resisting would only make the situation worse. The cheetah's claws made contact with his back and arm while he struggled to keep his balance. A ranger sprinted toward him and managed to pull the animal away before the encounter escalated, but the force and speed of the attack left him shaken even though he remained physically unharmed. Understanding the nature of the animal involved makes the incident particularly unsettling. The cheetah, Onyx jubatus, is the fastest land animal on Earth, capable of reaching speeds between 93 and 104 kilometers per hour. Built for acceleration and agility, it has a lightweight frame, long limbs, and a muscular tail used for balance. Although wild cheetahs rarely attack humans, captive individuals have been involved in serious and even fatal incidents, particularly when people approach them improperly or behave in ways that trigger an instinctive response. Bending down near them, especially near water, can signal vulnerability, and turning one's back removes visual contact, an action that can provoke an aggressive reaction. In Adam's case, keepers later explained that approaching the cat at a low angle created a situation that could easily be interpreted as prey-like movement. The aftermath of the attack revealed the emotional weight of the experience. Adam admitted that during the brief moment the cheetah was on him, he believed he might not survive and felt entirely powerless. He later recounted the event with characteristic humor, but beneath his jokes was the acknowledgement that the outcome could have been far more severe. The video footage showed that the cheetah's claws did reach him, though the intervention of trained staff prevented deeper injuries. Rangers reiterated strict safety rules afterward, emphasizing that visitors must never bend down near the animals and must maintain a position that allows the cats to see them clearly. For Adam, the incident remained a chilling reminder that even controlled environments can become dangerous without warning. It also stands as an example of the risks associated with interactions between humans and captive wildlife. Interactions often framed as harmless or entertaining, yet capable of turning disturbing in an instant. Although he emerged physically unscathed, the attack revealed the unpredictable nature of cheetahs and highlighted the broader concerns surrounding close human contact with large, powerful predators kept in private facilities. In 2012, popular singer Shakira was spending time in Cape Town, taking a break from her demanding career and enjoying the rare freedom of an adventure tour along the South African shoreline. Known worldwide for her energetic performances and global influence on Latin music, she had built a life defined by movement, travel, and artistic visibility. Yet during what was meant to be a relaxing holiday, she unexpectedly found herself in a moment of acute danger, one that would become a disturbing example of how unpredictable wildlife encounters can be, even for a world-famous public figure. Before the incident, Shakira was exploring the coastline with her brother Tony, whom she affectionately called Super Tony. The two were sightseeing along the rocky edge of the water where sea lions and seals gathered in large groups. Shakira had been documenting her trip with the enthusiasm of someone enjoying a quiet break from international tours and public appearances, taking photographs with her phone and getting closer to the animals than the rest of the nearby tourists. The moment felt harmless to her, shaped by curiosity and the calm setting of the shoreline, and she likely viewed the animals as approachable due to their relaxed appearance on the rocks. Sea lions, however, are powerful marine mammals, capable of surprising bursts of speed and aggressive reactions. Males can weigh several hundred kilograms, and although attacks on humans are uncommon, they become dangerous when approached at very close range. Sea lions possess strong jaws, quick reflexes, and the ability to lunge out of the water with remarkable force. While often perceived as playful, they remain wild animals whose behavior can shift instantly when startled, provoked, or confused by unfamiliar objects. As Shakira moved toward the gathered sea lions, she held her BlackBerry phone in her hand, intending to capture photographs of the animals resting on the shoreline. Without warning, one sea lion surged upward from the water with extraordinary speed, closing the distance between itself and Shakira until it was only about a foot away. The animal fixed its gaze on her, reacting with a roar that signaled both alarm and aggression. In the chaos of the moment, Shakira froze, overwhelmed by fear as she tried to comprehend the sudden threat directly in front of her. Her brother reacted faster than she could, stepping between her and the animal and pulling her away from the edge. The two stumbled on the jagged rocks as they retreated, scraping their hands and legs as they scrambled to escape the sea lion's reach. Shakira later said she believed the animal had been provoked by the glare reflecting off her BlackBerry, mistaking the shine for the glint of a fish. This interpretation aligned with known patterns of sea lion behavior, as they are highly responsive to visual cues when hunting or searching for food. A flash of reflected light could easily trigger an instinctive response in an environment where visual signals often guide feeding actions. The aftermath of the incident left both Shakira and Tony shaken but physically safe, apart from the scrapes sustained while fleeing. Shakira shared the experience publicly in the hours that followed, posting photographs of her minor injuries and recounting the encounter as a frightening but ultimately survivable moment. She continued the rest of her tour activities, even sharing images of penguins she interacted with later, noting humorously that they were far more peaceful. The encounter became widely discussed in the media, partly due to Shakira's prominence and partly because it illustrated the risks involved when humans get too close to wildlife, even animals that are usually deemed too cute to be truly dangerous. Her experience served as a reminder that celebrity status offers no protection in moments where instinctive animal behavior collides with human curiosity. For Shakira, the memory remained a chilling example of how quickly an ordinary moment could transform into a dangerous one, highlighting the importance of respecting the boundaries of wild animals. Paris Whitney Hilton, a prominent American media personality and socialite, had become a ubiquitous figure in popular culture by the mid-2000s. But it was her fascination with unusual pets that became one of the recognizable traits of her public image, a detail that often appeared lighthearted on the surface but occasionally had its darker consequences. Known worldwide as a socialite, media figure, and businesswoman, Paris frequently appeared with animals that reflected her constantly shifting interests. Yet behind the glamorous image, there were moments when her choices brought her into direct and dangerous contact with wildlife, culminating in 2 incidents involving a small but unpredictable exotic mammal. Paris, born in 1981 and internationally known through modeling, reality television, and a series of major media ventures, had built a persona that blended luxury, visibility, and a constant public presence. Her pets, from chihuahuas to ferrets, often followed her everywhere, reinforcing that carefully cultivated image. By the mid-2000s, she had already cycled through multiple companion animals, each becoming briefly iconic before being replaced. When she acquired a kinkajou, a nocturnal rainforest mammal native to Central and South America, her choice once again drew widespread attention. The kinkajou, known commonly as a honey bear, typically weighs between 5 and 6 pounds, is related to raccoons, and is generally docile, but capable of becoming aggressive when overstimulated or disturbed. Its sharp teeth and strong claws make it a risky species to keep as a pet despite its harmless appearance. Paris's kinkajou, Baby Love, quickly became a constant presence at her side, clinging to her shoulder in public and appearing inseparable from her in photographs. But the animal's gentle behavior was inconsistent. Reports described Baby Love as capable of sudden shifts in temperament, affectionate one moment, and unexpectedly ferocious the next. Early warnings emerged during a shopping outing in a lingerie store when Baby Love bit Paris and scratched her face, demonstrating its potential for harm long before the more serious encounters took place. The unpredictability of kinkajous was well documented, and other incidents, such as the severe injuries sustained by an elderly woman in Mississippi who required 20 stitches after a kinkajou attack, underscored the risks of keeping the species as a domestic companion. The first of 2 significant incidents occurred in early November 2005. While Paris was shopping for lingerie with Baby Love, the kinkajou suddenly bit her and scratched her face. The attack was unexpected. Although Paris was not seriously harmed, the situation reinforced the reality that even small exotic animals can inflict meaningful damage. Prior behavior, including earlier biting episodes and an MTV special showing Baby Love attempting to bite her, made the attack seem less like an anomaly and more like an escalation of a persistent pattern. The event served as a clear reminder of the inherent unpredictability of kinkajous, which, though often quiet and playful, are wild animals whose instincts cannot be fully controlled. A second reported incident occurred in 2006, when Baby Love again attacked Paris, this time biting her arm while the 2 of them were playing at home. The injury prompted further medical intervention, including a late-night drive to the hospital and a tetanus shot. Following the attack, veterinarians recommended that the animal be put down to rule out the possibility of rabies, explaining that determining infection would require killing the kinkajou. Paris refused, unwilling to sacrifice the animal even under those circumstances. In both cases, Paris suffered only mild physical harm, but the incidents were disturbing examples of the danger that can arise when exotic wildlife is incorporated into human households. Baby Love's behavior reflected what is widely known about kinkajous. They may appear tame, but noise, rapid movement, or daytime disturbance can provoke defensive and sometimes violent reactions. These episodes highlighted that even celebrities, figures surrounded by handlers, security, and resources, are not insulated from the risks posed by animals whose instincts remain fundamentally wild. Even today, the fate of Baby Love remains unclear. What endures is the cautionary lesson these incidents revealed, that seemingly charming exotic pets can become sources of real danger, and that no level of fame can protect someone from the unpredictable nature of wildlife.